Hi, I'm Jason Bass, and I'm one of the hosts for the Southern Entrepreneur Conference. This is James Russell Lingerfeld, and he would have been our MC. Because of coronavirus, we had to take this conference online, so we thought we'd create this little intro.
We asked the speakers to just tell their stories and sprinkle some wisdom along the way on how they accomplished their goals. And you can read about each of the speakers at southernerentrepreneur.org.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, BMW of South Atlanta, the EMC of Coweta and Fayette counties, and Jason Hunter Design. Anything else, Russell?
I would only say that when Brian is talking about Strength Finders, he's talking about a website called Strength Finders 2.0, and it's where you can go and answer a bunch of questions, and the results will tell you where your natural strengths lie and give you some ideas of some career paths you can take. I took the exam back in 2006 when I was in graduate school, and I found it to be very helpful.
We hope you enjoy the conference.
And then we've been married for now 13 years, and we've been in business, what, 12? Yeah, about a year after that, so 12 years of business, and probably affected a lot of people. And what we really wanted to talk about today was how in business that we both had those businesses and working together as a married couple, relationship-wise, and the challenges and the successes and just trying to go to bed at night and not focus on the business and have this conversation over dinner, or a conversation will go from, hey, how was your day? Great. And then we start talking about a whole new brainstorming session over the lunch or the dinner table. We're like, this is too much going on. Well, hold on. Are we on a date? Oh, we have a business meeting. Mm-hmm. And that separation was really something that I think was very challenging at the beginning. And I think, Nicole, you can speak on.
Well, for a long time.
I think you speak
it wasn't
on
just the beginning.
Yeah, well, for me, it was the beginning. Mm-hmm. But I didn't realize it had lasted so long. Mm-hmm. I thought it was just like 1 or 2 years. Then we look back and start looking at the dates and things, the meetings, and we're like, man, this has been unhealthy.
Yeah, it was a process.
Yeah.
I think when we first got married, we both knew, we were both very clear about kind of what we wanted to do. We were both pretty clear about, we both had this in common, that we wanted to help people. We knew that we wanted to help improve people's lives. We knew that we were both kind of people developers. And so getting married and kind of talking about our vision and talking about our passions, we both came into our marriage with an understanding that, all right, he's about something, and he was saying to me, she's about something. Yeah. And it was really about us melding together, our personalities and coming to one vision, because we came both with two different visions. Like, we knew exactly what we wanted to do. For the most part, right? It continues, it unfolds, and you learn more as you walk the path. But I think a lot of our conflict during the time was really coming together and understanding that, I may have this in my heart to do and you have this in your heart to do, but how do we bring them together, and how do we support each other, and how does it become ours and not just, oh, this is mine and this is yours, and we're just kind of walking together. Yeah. And to be honest, like, that's something that we constantly have to talk about to make sure that we're still on the same page. Yeah. Because Brian is a very strong personality. I have a very strong personality, and we have our different strengths. It was that, okay, we have to yield to each other. Yeah. We have to be able to get under each other's missions and understand where our strengths are, and not, I found myself sometimes trying to do what he was doing, and he found himself trying to do what I was doing. Yeah. I think that boundaries is like the real foundation to being successful in business, is having personal boundaries at home. Yeah. Because like Brian was saying, we were coming home and having these conversations 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And we're not talking about, hey, what are your dreams for, kids and vacations? We're talking about, oh man, do we need to call this person back? What about this project? This is our pillow talk, right? So you can imagine,
that's so
right?
That's so true.
How that also impacts your emotional and your physical intimacy. And I don't even think people understand that or talk about that. In terms of your relationship when you're running a business together. Yeah. Because there has to be a time where you turn it off. And we didn't turn it off a lot. It was like ongoing. And part of that too is when you're at the very beginning stages of something, like it's your baby. Yeah. It's like a newborn. They wake up like at random times.
It's all the time.
And for us, it's like random stuff will come up and we're trying to do this and we're trying to get established and what do we need to do? And we're new at it. So it's like we're trying to consume all this knowledge and information and how do you market and how do you set up systems and, how do you get your first clients and how do you retain them and, how do we define our business? What's our mission?
What's the referrals?
What's the referral? I mean, just there's so many different, you're like, oh my God.
It's like it never stops.
It never ended. It never
You
stops.
can always do something every day.
Every day. I was like, oh my gosh, this fire.
Well, I think, like our mentor said, they said,
Yeah.
the strength of our marriage is the strength of our business and strength of how you can serve people. Because if you're not serving each other at home,
Right.
it's really foolish to believe that you can serve someone in the community with your services. If we effectively. You
Right.
give them something,
Right.
you can do it, but you personally know when your strength of relationship and your family and how you're serving at home. Lots of people we have ask us because we've been doing this for many years. I mean, we've serviced maybe over 600, 700 parents. And then Nicole's been, I can count how many states you've been to, how many sites. And people like, man, y'all just doing so much and doing so much. I said, well, when I get home, that boundary that we have to set, when I get home, am I putting that same energy into this? And sometimes you're not aware of it. So those lists allowed us to become aware of making sure that we're, how do you make it strong? You make it strong by realizing, am I giving my best to my family? Right? And I start realizing that I was spending a lot of time because you raised, okay, you got to go out there and make the money, make everything and bring it back home to the family. But it should be actually opposite. It should be, our mentors really help us out. Let's give to one another. What are the things you need? What are the things you have? What's your strengths? I'm really good at this. I'm really good at that. Okay, I'll take this over, but I will communicate to you what I'm doing so you're not left out. And then we translate it straight to our business. And what we saw in our business from profits and retention, it felt like a boomerang. People will start communicating, oh man, we just love coming to your business. We just love when Nicole goes to speak. We love when she comes out and speaks. And we love what your company gives us. We feel like you care. You're serving us with something. I'm like, what changed? We still send the same emails out.
Right.
We're having the same business meetings. We were having the same. What changed was our home life. We focused on it every day.
Every day. We believe in a peaceful environment. Like our home is a peaceful dwelling place.
Oasis.
And it is our oasis. And we're like, okay, the question that we ask each other is there anything that's interrupting our peace?
Yep.
And if it is, we fix it.
Yep. Putting a word on it, the Strength Finder allows you to put a word on it. And when we realized together that there's certain words that the Strength Finder shows our strengths, and we stop to look at our life, our relationship, okay, I should be doing this because I'm naturally strong in that.
Right.
Just naturally strong in that. I don't even think about it. Like, my number one is strategic, Nicole's number one is relator. So we put those in our relationship and then we put them into the business.
Right.
And then anybody else we hire on our team, they take the test. So that then everybody on our team, we know about top strength. So I'm on. It's almost like a basketball team. That's how we start seeing it. I'm not a center. I'm short. So I'm gonna get smacked every time I do, right? So I'm fast. I can I can see the play that we need to play, and I see the hole. So I'll be a really good passer. Right. But Nicole would be a great person to make sure who's gonna talk before we go on the court? The relator gonna get us pumped. Who's the person gonna take it to the hole? And and we realized that our life had to be built with people in our life with different strengths.
Right. And
when we realize that person has that strength, it allows us to be strong. You agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Even in our society, there's this almost like you're taught that you have to be at odds with each other. That how do you work together? I've had so many women ask me, how do you work with your husband every day? Like in shock.
Yeah.
Like, you guys seem like you get along. Like, I could never work with my husband.
You get along. That's funny.
And I understand that people have different circumstances and situations, but for us, we were like, why not? This is the best way to run your business is to work with your spouse if you can. Because this person he has my back.
Yeah.
Like, I don't trust anyone like I trust him. And he doesn't trust anyone like he trusts me. Like, did I say that right? Trust me. Okay. And so I was like, it is going to be beneficial financially.
Mm-hmm.
It's beneficial emotionally. It's beneficial in terms of what we give to other people for us to work on coming together and being strong and understanding these strengths and how do we actually now map this out in our life and map this out in the things that we're doing. I think one of the final things that I would say is to really take the time to understand yourself. And if you're in a marriage, to understand your partner, and then to see them as an asset instead of a liability. Because even there are some people that don't even want to get married with someone else in business because they're like, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, it'll change.
And we have come to know, experience through our own life experience that is not true. That there is power and synergy and elevation and profit and development when you can become aware of your own strengths, understand the strengths of your partner, and bring them together for the betterment of your relationship, your unit, and where you're going. The businesses or business, whether it's one or two or whatever, that you're responsible for, right? Because we see it as a service to people. That's what I would say.
Yeah, for me it would be, that's really good. And for me it would be insulation in business. Business is a very lonely place when you are serving all the time. And when you have peers, even peers, you can have peers, but when I'm talking about installation, I'm talking about there's certain things that you have to have in any home or any business to make sure that your business is insulated from the cold, from the rain, from the lack of finances, from the things that happens. And for us, that installation is just basically 4 things. Have a mentor. Sometimes you have more than one mentors, advisors. We call them advisors. That is absolutely key. I mean, Nicole and I will pay for mentors. We pay for mentors.
Pay for them now?
I pay for them now. We still pay for them. We pay for them. That's the installation.
Yeah.
The other thing that insulates your business is having a strong family life.
Yes.
Like that peaceable dwelling place at home where you can talk and you're serving. That's the other thing. And the third one is having actually your strengths being used in your business. It insulates your business so you know, okay, I know who can handle that. So, mentors, then we have the actual strength of your business, and then you also have your home. And the fourth one that most people lose is passion. And for us, we have not lost our passion. We keep fun. It's like it's like a feud. And when we know our passion is going down and we're getting sad, we think, okay, maybe I'm doing something I'm not passionate about in the business, And so we realize, okay, maybe we got to put more installation or put more time on this passion. But that's what I would say in the final words would be some of those things, those 4 things that insulate your business with those 4 things. Mentorship, make sure you have really, really be peaceful home and work on it. And then also being able to make sure you're passionate about it, and then you work in your strengths.
Yes.
Your business will automatically almost like stay insulated from all the other things outside because you got words coming in from people. And then you also know you have home life good. So you have it, it's all like everywhere you go, you're getting filled up. Right? There's nothing draining you from your home. There's no air seeping out. You got the mentors to talk to. You got your family life together going. Then you're doing what you love doing, and then you're using your strengths. I mean, you leave just, when we finish, we just be like, let's go do something else.
Can I add a fifth one on that is, and we didn't get a lot into this, but I think this is worth saying too, is having good systems and good management.
Yeah, that's big.
That would be number 5. Good systems and good management, which we could have a whole section on. Underneath management and good systems is establishing really good habits. Yeah. That goes back to your personal development. Yeah. Because you bring yourself to your business. So if your systems and your management is, if you're losing money or losing customers and you don't understand why it's not happening, it's probably, look at those 5. Yeah. Because you could probably find the answer within those 5. So the first one would be mentors. Having a steady flow of mentors, advisors in your life. The second one would be a peaceful home, peaceful dwelling place, and making sure that that is priority. The next one is understanding your strengths and bringing your strengths to your business and letting go of those, whether you're delegating or it's your partner that's doing those other things, what they're strong at, delegating those things that you're not strong at, because that can take the fire out of you really, really quickly. And then the next one you mentioned, I said about the management and the systems, having management and the systems in your business. It's important because that goes to your habits. So that personal development and management and systems, and then your passion, keeping passion for what you're doing, and then evaluating your level of passion. It's like as you go in business, sometimes you don't think, you may start you're passionate about one thing, and then you discover, oh wait, I'm really passionate about this. Oh, okay. And usually the passion is connected to what your strengths are.
Yep.
They're connected.
Yep.
You're going to be passionate about what you're strong at. It's like, oh, I'm passionate about that. So staying true and walking in being passionate and really having your passion checks along the way.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say that we would say.